This is how you play every single operator in Rainbow Six Siege. By the way, if you don't know who I am, I'm at the highest rank that you can think of in this game, so I'm not BSing you. I'll be doing attackers on Oregon and defenders on Chile. Okay, starting off with Sledge. So, I mean, again, Sledge, vertical gameplay basically means when you break the soft floor above, no matter what bomb site it is. I'll show you guys right now a little bit. So, you have 2 grenades. You are a entry for the team. Even though you're a 3 armor, you should be an entry. You should be the first one typically in the building. My advice is use your grenades from below. So, for example, let's say I am... this bomb site's kitchen, right? So you make vert. You should be entering relatively not too far away from the bomb site. But yeah, your job is to make vert. And if this is like kids bomb site now, what I'll do is I'll grenade common spots. Listen, I'm not gonna redo takes. Let's just forget. Let's just forget that I did that, right? But yeah, nade from below. Use your sledgehammer to get rid of mostly castles. Open up hatches. Yes, open up hatches, guys. Like, stop leaving your teammates on cafe with no hatches being opened up. So, yeah, for the most part. Like, Sledge is really easy. Just find the best vertical spots. My advice for Sledge also is to not be... Don't stand in front of your vert holes. I would recommend you don't do that, okay? So, next up, we have Thatcher. Oh, yeah, like, don't stand on your vert holes, like, right after you make them, because you don't get C4 really easily. Thatcher, he's just, bro, he's Thatcher. All you really need to do, don't die early, like the hard breach. Always be near your hard breacher. If you're dealing with a Cade trick, or even a bandit trick, what you can do, throw one, and throw it right after the other. Do not wait, because look, boom. You Cade tricks, boom, you have another timing. You have enough time for Thermite or Ace to get the wall open. But yeah, really easy. What I recommend is that you EMP doorways like this. Then you get rid of all the mute gemmer, all the ADSs, and you can do whatever you want. Helps out Flores as well too. But you can also do vertical Thatchers if you go on the roof. You can actually do vertical Thatchers. But that's really all I have for Thatcher. Super easy. You can disable. I mean, yeah, he's super easy, guys. Like, you know, I'm not gonna overcomplicate it. Yeah, just don't die early like a hard breach. You have an important role. Otherwise, you can just frag out after. So next we have Ash. I mean, this is probably the easiest explanation ever. You're like Sledge. You're like Sledge, but faster. My best tip for Ash is, you're not only just supposed to rush in sight, you're also supposed to, you're a little bit of everything. You're entering for the team, but at the same time, once you get the ground, you're on a little bit of a flank watch now, because now you have to wait. You have to learn how to hold the brakes as an entry and not overheat. So, you know, help your team make rotates in sight, make their life easier a little bit, you know? Open up patches, do a little bit what Sledge does. Otherwise, you know, you're the one going in, shooting everything. But if you're not helping your team, then enter somewhere across the map and just go utilize how broken her footsteps are and how they overlap each other at times. So, yeah, I would recommend that stop using Ash charges like this, bro. Like, stop doing this, bro. It's such a waste. Instead, use it to make rotates. Use it to destroy a shield. Use it to even destroy a mute jammer. Remember, the radius of the explosion is really, really good. Use it to destroy, burn ADS. Just don't stop using it on barricades just to open it up quicker. Unless you're trying to rush. Don't do that. That's stupid. So, yeah, man. Ash is really, like I said, you're the first one in the building. It's really simple. I'm not going to overcomplicate it for you guys. Next, we have Thermite. So, my main things for Thermite, I would only recommend playing Thermite if you really need a bigger hole. Otherwise, you want to be using other hard breachers because he's a bit slow on his fire rate's a little eh. First thing for hard breacher, guys, same with Thatcher, do not die early. Stop challenging the spawn peak. You need to like play like a scaredy cat. You gotta play like a chicken, guys. Like, you best believe I'm hiding and spawn like a bitch, joining in my teammates. So, what I recommend you do is be careful of how you use the thermite charge. Don't do it too far on the left or the right, because then you give them a little angle. Like if I open it like this, right, then I give them a little hole, a little reinforced wall to play behind. If you ever have a mute jammer on the wall, if you can repel on the wall and you put a little bit higher, you can avoid the mute jammer. Otherwise, you can also use thermites vertically like this. Let's say there's a K-claw on the wall and you want to blow up the wall, just take a look. But yeah, then you can see below 4 holes. I don't know why you want to do this, but just the more you know. This is how to play every operator in the game. But yeah, be the one, as a heart breacher, be the one joining in your teammates first. Join your teammates in first, guys. You know, if you're on drone, you're safe. And then you become an entry. Like every operator in this game becomes an entry once his utility's done. Otherwise, he's just a vessel. He's just a gun. Twitch. So Twitch is actually, her F2 got so nerfed. But if you have good recoil control like me, and you have the Athieno charm, then oh, what's that milkshake thing that McDonald's has been doing? It's the grimace shake. I don't know why, bro. It's so stupid. Anyways, I would recommend using your Twitch drones. Obviously, don't die with both of them in your pocket. At least use them a little bit. You know, shock default cams. You can destroy bulletproof Kapkan mines. You can try to slap Mozzie drones too. Any kind of gadget you can think of. Best way to use Twitch is obviously don't like be jumping that shit because they can hear it. A lot of times I only know they have a shock drone until I can hear it, but otherwise it's quieter than the normal drone, except you're freaking jumping up and down. What you can do, unless you really need to get past your sandbags, boom, snipe it, 360. They call me a face Twitch. Snipe this up for the wall. Open up mirrors, take away our gargoyle cans. I would actually recommend that you don't Hail Mary your drone in sight unless you're really trying to get something deep in there. But use it to, like, you know, shock 2 and then hide your drone to recharge. Shock 2 more things. Hide your drone, recharge. Stop shocking people. It does not do 10 damage anymore. It does 1 damage and it only gets your drone shot. And it annoys the crap out of the enemy. Only shock them if you're about to, like, you know, use it as a distraction. But for the most part, that's the only reason also find, like, top drone holes for some reason if you can. If you can find drone holes in the ceiling on certain maps, it's really strong. Monty. Guys, stop challenging spawn peaks with Monty and stop unextending your shield and taking fights by yourself. Stop doing that. It's very situational for you to do that, but if you're dying first, it's like, it's how every operator is. If you just die early, what are you doing? What are you doing? But like, you're very similar to the entry, but like, you're literally like, you're unkillable when your shield's up like this. Look at the Athieno charm in the top right, by the way. Well, yeah, I would say a really important thing about multiplayer is understand when you're exposed. I can't just be doing this, finding a roamer, because look, my back's turned. I can get headshotted, right? I get sucker punched. So, you know, don't unextend shield and start doing this too much. No, stop. Do it. One of my biggest tips, actually, if you're in a mid gunfight and you're trying to, like, distract them, unextend your shield and don't do anything. And just unextend it. It freaks them out. And then you can do this. And if you're actually close enough, I'll just do this, unextend from a distance, and then knife. The knife mechanic of a shield is really, really strong because the distance is actually super broken. Like, the knife distance in this game is actually, like, it's better than you think. So, best thing for Monty, just worry about creating pressure. Make the enemy freak out. Don't try to be kill hungry. Glaz. I don't recommend that you... Everyone thinks with Glaz, oh, I gotta be across the map. No, you're actually the opposite. You're actually in the front lines a lot of the times because of your smoke grenades. He has grenades, but I don't know why they gave Glaz grenades. It's probably the most stupid thing I've ever heard of. But Glaz grenades, I guess they just want operators to be picked again. One thing I would do is, you know, just treat him like a normal person, to be honest. He's literally got an ACOG scope, just a little bit more zoomed in. But yeah, just play Glaz in your smokes. Be careful if there's a warden. You don't want to be challenging warden too much, but yeah, just smoke it, and that's how you play Glaz, bro. It's really easy. You know, obviously, if you're getting close range, then you can do that. Otherwise, just use your bearing 9. Your bearing 9 is why it's really good for those close range fights. Otherwise, then one thing you can do with Maverick is if you actually smoke the wall like this, then you have Mav start Maving a line, then you can The enemy cannot see you, and you can actually see the enemy while the lines are moving. Trust me, I've done it multiple times, and it's hilarious. It's a lot of free kills too. So he has a Gone 6 as well. You can use a Gone 6, but I mean, why are you using Gone on Glaz? You know. Next, we have Fuze. Okay, bro. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Why I don't know. Fuze is like, he's just so slow and chunky and loud, bro. He's just so vulnerable when he puts his Fuze charges down. However, he's only good on if you're trying to like destroy things in sight. Then he's decent. I'm pretty sure all of you guys have seen the Fuze thing on Chalet, where you go to the 3rd floor, and then you like can actually kill someone in basement. Like Astralis did it, where it literally was like a 3-story Fuze. I'll show you right now. He like did this, or well, it's 3 floors. But basically, you know, like this, it goes 1 more floor down because of how much the pucks make a radius. But yeah, man, a lot of people don't know, but you can use Fuze for on reinforced walls now. It's good for clearing things on the other side, obviously safely. So, you know, like let's say there's a shield right here, and I want to defuse the other side of the wall. It's actually pretty decent. So, hard-reaching gadgets, again, use it for any hatches that you have. Otherwise, you're a fragger basically. You're really like a roam hunter. I mean, no one's gonna be like, oh crap, our Fuze died. No one's gonna say that. or no one's gonna be like, oh, we should have brought a Fuze. No one's gonna say that, bro. But he's got the AK-12. He's aight. But yeah, just use him vertically to clear out any shield or utility in sight. Be creative with it. Also watch your flanks while you're using Fuze. Next is Blitz. So the best way to use Blitz is you're an entry basically. You're like a roam hunter. I think a lot of Blitz players don't realize is they ADS way too much. Like only ADS if your guy is running, his back is towards you and he's running away, or he's blind. But again, you need to abuse the knife mechanic on Blitz. Bro, listen, you do this, boom, and you run him, he's in a corner. Instead of having to do this to him where he can possibly punch you, just get ready to like pre-fire a knife almost. Like if he's in this corner, right? I want to pre-fire my knife about on this doorway. So once I pass this doorway, then I do it because it takes a little bit of time. Well, yeah, like, you know, then it's instant down. Like you'll be surprised. Also, learn how to zigzag with Blitz. Let's say if there's a guy right here, right? I don't want to do this because he's going to shoot my feet. But instead, even if the flash is really far away, flash and then crouch. Because then you're vulnerable, and then, you know, when he starts running away, that's when you start sprinting, or you can ADS at him. So I think it just comes with experience. You got to understand the distance of how far your flash can go. Your flash is not only to flash them, but it's also to intimidate them. When they see a flash, they're freaking out, bro. Just understand your shoulders and your legs are most exposed when you're sprinting at someone. Do not chase everybody you see. You need to have distance and discipline, because if you chase, then their teammates are going to gang up on you and you're going to die. IQ is situational. She can see gadgets through walls. I would only recommend using an IQ if the other team has a Cade, Valkyrie, Solus, or an Echo. I don't think she's good for anything else. Maybe a Vigil? But I mean, you shoot a Vigil in the head. He's fine. He's not that hard to kill. But yeah, just you can. I don't recommend. Oh, I'm gonna go below and get all the Thunderbird mines. All this. No, this is stupid. Waste of time. Just shoot him. But yeah, like I don't recommend. Don't overanalyze IQ. Only bring her, like I said, if you have or going up against those certain operators. But most of the time, you are an entry. You are the first one going in because you are a 3-speed. No one's gonna be like, oh, her IQ died. Dang it. No one's gonna be like that unless there's a Valcam. You know. Don't be dying early. Also like that, like, don't be across the map when they clearly have a Valkyrie where your team needs to go. Get the cameras first, you know? Obviously, it's a bit situational if you're in solo queue, you need to play for yourself, but like, yeah, bro, use your utility, man. It is your fault if your team dies to a Valkyrie. It is your fault. So, 99% of the time at least. I need to restart the game after this. So we have Buck. Ooh, Buck's my favorite. I love stun grenades and heart pigeon gadgets. Just for the sake of I'll just use stun grenades. I recommend using Gone 6 on Buck because he's He's got soft breach. He's got hard breach. He can do everything in the game, bro. Smartly, of course. So popular ways to use Buck is not only he's different from Sledge, because obviously Sledge cannot be. He's more efficient. You can use Buck to just enter random parts of the building. You can make quick angles like this and surprise people. You know, this is how you make a regular rotate. You just do up and down. You can use his heart breaching gadget to do stuff or open patches. My favorite thing with Buck, if you know someone's on the other side, instead of just pushing with a shotgun, what you do is if you're trying to chase someone down, pull out your shotgun. Like if you're trying to chase someone, pull out the shotgun, because it's gonna be a close range fight in this W queue. You have to be aggressive. Otherwise, you know, you can use Buck for vertical gameplay the same way I showed for Sledge. You know, vertical gameplay from under is actually super underrated, because Sledge can't throw his hammer, but you can disturb people like this, right? You can get people out of certain corners. Another thing you can do, actually, you can actually buck 2 floors in. So for example, if I'm on the 3rd floor, I can buck all the way down to the 2 floors below me. You know what I mean? I can see 2 floors below me. It's a bit harder to see people, but you can avoid C4s and all that kind of stuff. So let's just go back. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying this video, be sure to leave a like on the video. Helps the video get approved by YouTube. As well as get your Athieno charm, by the way. The Athieno charm actually makes it so you win more and more attacking round than usual. It's just the luck of the charm. So we're on Buck. Okay, BB, guys, I'm not gonna explain BB. Okay, bro, listen. BB, don't play BB, man. You can if you want to, but your team's gonna probably TK you for it. BB is just his shield is so bad, bro. You just get shot through it anyways, bro. There's just better options, bro. Oh, but he actually helped me win this one gunfight. Yeah, out of what, 10 gunfights? Shut up. We're gonna forget about BB. Just if you're gonna play BB for some odd reason, just full commit to your gunfights. Capitão, I'll actually show you guys how to play Capitão. So, actually, let's go on bunker this time. Let's go bunker with Capitão. It'll be a bit better of an example. So Capitão, he has flames and smokes. Smokes are good for screening the enemy, and flame is good for getting someone out of a certain area. So for example, let's say if someone is playing elbow, I can just do this, right? Flame them off our elbow. They'll either force back into the rotate, or they'll do here. So you're the only thing about Capitão, you are a bit exposed. But, you know, let's say if I wanna, let's say there's some holes here, right? Let's say me and my team want to rush elbow with Blitz. Oh, hold on. Boom. Boom. Wait, he's actually kind of fun. I should play him more. But yeah, like, you know, he's good at area control. I think that's what's good about Capitão. One tip you can actually do is if I should have used it, but if you actually smoke on the ceiling, it actually creates a one-way. You can see their feet, but when they walk through the smoke, their whole screen is going to be smoked. So you can do one-way smokes by smoking up the ceiling. It works like wonders. So yeah, give that a 100% try. I would only recommend bringing Capitão if you were dealing with a heavy map control like Rafters on Clubhouse, or maybe Elbow on Oregon. That's only the only things I would say. Hibana. Let's demonstrate basement with her. Run stun grenade, bearing 9, 1.5, 1.5 or 2, whatever on the AR you want. Don't run the shotgun. Just don't do that. You're weird. Hibana is a really good hard breacher because she can open up multiple things. She's just more variety she can make. So I'll show you real quick how to play her. So you can actually switch the pellets if you press the button. You only need 2 pellets to open up a hatch, 4 for a reinforced one. If you want to make a crouched hole, you can actually, if you want to walk through a hole, aim a little bit higher up like this. I actually think it's a little bit smaller, but if you need more of a walk through hole, like a standing hole, then you can just double up like this. But you know, you can, I remember you can crouch through it. I think you just have to be a little bit higher. But yeah, that's how I like a bit more of a easier way. You can use it on castle barricades. Use it to get rid of castles. anything like that. Azami gates as well. Use it for Azamis. Otherwise, you can actually save a little more pellets by just drawing an imaginary PP like this with big balls. Then you can kind of fit through it. But overall, like, yeah, just get that. Make sure just getting, if you're on a hatch heavy map like Oregon, Hibana is good. You don't need Thermite, you don't need Ace. Recommend. And she has flashbangs too, which is really, really helpful. Also, one more thing, if you're going up against an impact trick guy for a hatch, use only 2 pellets. He only has 2 grenades, 4 grenades max if he's using 2 operators. You can bait it out easy. Jackal. Jackal is an entry. You want to be the first one in the building. Most of the time, you don't really want to be droning because you're too busy hunting down the roamers. You want to use their footprints to understand. You can actually tell by the different colors. I forgot the total explanation, but different colors stand for time duration. But, you know, you can use a shotgun for rotate, some of that kind of stuff. Turn on a scanner and just hunt the roamers down. But yeah, I recommend entering a quiet part of the building. Just get yourself inside the map so your gun is up. Just know Jackal is countered by Caveira, which is the I'll explain later in different map. But yeah, so Jackal is pretty useless mid-round or end round because unless you can kind of get tracks on someone, but you're already using all your tracks in the beginning. Smoke grenades and claymores, like, you know, it's just like, yeah. But yeah, use a shotgun to help make rotates if you need to. I wish you had gone 6. That'd be nice. But yeah, man, just, you know, find them toes, man. I don't know if you guys got a foot fetish, but, you know, play Jackal if you do. Find people's feet and their toes. But yeah, he's okay. I don't think he's a must. I know he's banned like literally every single match. He's only good on maps that you know you want to roam. Ying. Ooh, okay. Ying's actually a really good example. I'll show you right here. I think you should bring Ying for if you need to open up a hatch. Otherwise, you don't really need to bring her. Bring smoke grenades because they're a great combination of flashing lights. I'll show you guys right now. So there's actually a strat that me and my team have done a few times. It's called the ATK strat. ATK is a T3 team that used to exist back in the day, and they were crazy, and they had a really famous strat for kids' bedroom. So what they did is they either put the Ying on kids' window or attic, and it was kind of like a big window take, right? Ying, you have to understand she's not only for flashbanging, she's for pressure. If your team hears a Ying go off, bro, there's some sort of you're sending some chills up their spine, basically, you know. Understand how to charge it. 3 charges means it's going to disappear. It's going to hit right away on contact. 2 of them means it's going to explode, you know, a little bit like that. And then 1 is just, it's going to take a lot longer. So what you can do, you can bounce them off walls like this. And then obviously when it goes off, you can just throw your smokes in just, you know, to block any kind of area. Maybe you're trying to block off some areas like this, and then you can Ying in, sprint in, pop, 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 pop. And then, yeah, I would use your Ying charge to isolate people. Isolate map control with Ying. It was really, really good. You can't flash the entire bomb site, but you can isolate. So that's what I recommend. Oh, if you guys didn't know, you can actually put Ying charges like a fuse charge. If you go up to a wall or a window, you can actually, it's a different animation, but whoa, listen, do not. That was a bit of a sauce animation there. Looked like I was jerking, but all right, let's go Zof. So Zof, I would recommend claymores most of the time because if you're on a window and you're gonna get hopped out on, yeah, especially on a cafe. Otherwise, use breaching charges if you're gonna make rotates for your team. Some main tips for Zo is just use your impacts for rotates or destroying shields. Nothing else. Please, like I told you guys with Ash, stop shooting barricades down with Zof. It's a waste. Make rotates or destroy the shield. If you are dealing with an ADS burn, use your stuns first. Like doop, doop, and then switch. Boom. And then a tip for the concussions actually is if you don't have any more drones and you're confused if someone's in the area. Let's say I don't know if someone's big window or not. Send it off. If it goes off immediately, someone is there. If it doesn't and it's delayed like that, then no one is there. Same thing with like kids like this. Is he in the corner? Oh, it goes off immediately. Oh, I know exactly where he is. Bah, 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 bah. So yeah. you can kind of know.
The time limit has been reached.
But yeah, that's really easy. Zoe's really easy. That's about it. That's how I would play her. Okay, just never just blindly throw your impacts at a shield. There's always gonna be an ADS, especially in high ranks, bro. It's a guarantee, bro. How to play Dokkaebi. Dokkaebi is, she's kind of like that person right behind. She's like a secondary entry. If you wonder what a secondary entry is, like, aren't they both entries and both in the same map? No, you're just right behind the first entry, which is like Ashe, all those kind of people, right? You can be a first, but you know, she's kind of a secondary. I recommend DMR, maybe Gaunt 6 if you're not comfortable with SMG 12, but use EMPs for the Wayne wall. How should you use Dokkaebi though? When's the best time to call? The best time to call is if your teammate's about to get into a gunfight and you're trying to, like, if you don't know where someone is, do a call. Imagine the phone rang and no one's in the lobby. But the second time, use your Dokkaebi scan, maybe end round. Let's say if you're the last one alive, save it until you're about to take a gunfight. Let's say like you're about to collapse on site. All right, 3v3. All right, now here, and then go in.
5 seconds.
You take the gunfight together. This it gives away the position, impairs the hearing, and helps out people with drones. But yeah, she's really strong. If you're trying to hide, bro, and your phone goes off, you're fucked. Yeah, you are. So moving on to, who's the next operator? Lion. Ooh, my favorite. Lion's my favorite. Lion is probably one of my most played attackers in the past few seasons, just because of how fun his drum mag is, and he's got a 1.5. Like, well, don't tell me you just want to ace with that weapon. I put the suppressor on, just personal preference. You know, if I'm shooting a lot of bullets, I don't want people to, you know, I like to pre-fire a lot, and pre-firing often gives away your position. I like using a suppressor because it just gives you that extra bit of, and there's no recoil control, or there's no recoil fall off or negative. My best advice for Lion: use your first scan. If your teammate is about to get into a gunfight, scan. It's almost like you're betting on your teammate. Let's say they're about to take your Jackal's about to outfind someone. Okay, one's in kids. I'm gonna go push them in 5 seconds. It's like you're betting on them, like stake. You know, you're gambling. I want Jackal to win the gunfight, so you scan. Use your line scan to solidify moments in the round. Okay, your team gets a kill. No refrag after that. Line scan. You don't want the teammates coming to help him. Line scan. Or maybe you save one more for the plant, or maybe even a post plant. You need to get out of a sticky situation. You need to stand still. Line scan. So it creates that pressure. Bro, I'm telling you, anytime a line scan goes off, someone's about to be a little bit intimidated, just a little bit. Just the sound, you know. It just gives them that nostalgia of getting rushed from a while back. Finka, unfortunately, I wish she had EMP grenades, but bring flashes, bring Gaunt 6. She's kind of decent for clearing utility. However, they kind of nerfed her pretty hard with her weapons. Both of her guns kind of have a louder recoil now. I will only recommend Finka once you've gotten all the main operators on your lineup, but she's kind of like that secondary entry, maybe even a first. Good solo queue operator just entering random part of the map. Obviously, Finka Surge if your teammate is about to get into a gunfight. Otherwise, just save it until you know, if your teammate actually needs a boost. It's better, like, listen, there's two philosophies. It's better to die with using all 3 of your Finka charges, but also you want to wait for the right moments if you can, if you're alive, obviously. Let's say there's a shield. I'm gonna burn twice. 2 ADS to burn. Single one off. Boom. Oh, also one tip for you: if you have EMPs, actually EMP the wall right here, and then use your Gone, because you disable all the stuff right here. It's easy, right? Otherwise, yeah, I mean, I think there's self-revive with Finka. I don't remember if they took it away or not. I think it's still there. But yeah, use it to revive your teammates if you can. And yeah, bro, your entry, I'll let the thing sing, and yeah, that's about it, bro. I think it's really easy. I actually remember, you guys remember when Finka was the most picked operator in the game because she had LMG, her heals literally did no recoil. It was just, you were on crack basically. You're a crackhead. You would just go in. All right, I'll demonstrate Maverick. Run flash, or run flashes on Mav. don't use the DMR. DMR sucks, bro. It's like no ammo. But Maverick is used to he's a hard breacher. He's one of the hardest hard breachers in my opinion, because obviously, you know, you gotta draw. I hate it when people play Mav and they start drawing their name on the wall and they're trying to open it up and it's just like they're making all these random holes. So there's two ways you can use Maverick. One, you can make a crouch hole like this. Two, also don't reload your thing all the way. You always want to use your full tank. You can make Swiss cheese. This basically means you're giving a lot of holes for your enemy. It's called Swiss cheese. But if you want to make a wall soft, what you do is you start from here and the reinforcement cuts off right here. You want to hit the thick parts of the reinforcement and then you'll hear like a then you go down on the bottom and you go like this. Don't do it in a straight like this. You want to like always like prone do it like this. You can like this, or you can kind of just like do it here, step back. But yeah, that's some tips you can do with Mav. And then the wall will become soft. It's going to take some practice, but the wall will become soft once you do top layer and then bottom layer. You're trying to break the you're trying to make the reinforcement soft. You're not trying to like do the whole wall. But that's what I recommend. You can also destroy diploma shields, by the way, with Mav torches. I don't know why you would do that though. So Nomad. Let's actually demonstrate him on T1. Nomad's the flank watch. What flank watch means is that you are watching your flank, making sure no one's sneaking up on your team, hitting him from behind, you know. So not only is she for flank watch, but she's for map control. If you don't want anyone walking up a certain area, for example, let's say the bomb site is downstairs, right, and you don't want anyone walking up, you can air jab it like right here. That way there's a little bit extra caution when they start walking up. One thing with Nomad, no matter how you do on certain doorways as a defender, you can actually just do this with it. It actually might go off sometimes like this, but you can actually just shoot like this and it won't go off. So be really careful. You can never trust an air jab 100%. But yeah, man, I recommend doing it on the top of doorways like this. It's just, you know, it helps out a little bit. Some people might look up, but then they don't know it's actually lower, but they usually use the sound. So you have to like look at if you put it on the radius, you'll see how far it can go. So don't underestimate it. But if you're watching flank on a camera, let's say you air jab all your ways, right? And then use your first two drones to put them in those areas. So in case they do get past those air jabs, you know where they're doing and you have constant watch on them. Positioning yourself in a unpredictable spot or maybe a corner of the map. So that way, when they start flanking you, then you can be gun up ready. That's how you watch the flank. So with Gridlock's really pretty much the same thing. She's just slower Nomad. The only thing about her tracks, I would say, is you actually, the whole point of her tracks is that you expose yourself. The defenders will expose their position because they have to shoot the track stingers. You either punch them. It's just really loud. It's loud when they're trying to get past them like this. Like, look. So if I'm trying to get past you as a defender, right? You see how much time I'm exposing myself? It's pretty loud. I mean, sometimes in the heat of the moment, you can probably just walk past them. So, yeah, man, just toss them down, man. Don't be so accurate. Just toss them down. Put them on the flanks. You don't want someone to flank a certain area. It's almost like you're getting a red crayon and you're drawing like no entry here. Obviously EMPs for you know, helping out with the wall. You got a super shorty, or you can use Gone 6 if you'd like. You know, yeah, just throw them everywhere, man. I mean, obviously don't throw them everywhere, but like, you know, just throw them. You know, it's better. Like I said, it's the same principle with a lot of utility. It's better to die using all of them, with a purpose, of course, not just throwing, than to die with all utility in the pocket, because then you had so much opportunity and potential and you never used it before. But I don't really recommend Gridlock that much, but I mean, if you're a player, sure. Let's continue on with the attackers. Again, like the video right now if you made it this far, or whatever you're watching in the timestamps below. And get your Athieno charm, by the way. Athieno charm actually helps you win an extra defense round every single rank game. Nøkk. Ooh, my favorite. Let's actually go on this side of the map. So Nøkk. The best way to play Nøkk is to just... It just comes down to practice, man. But you just... It's a Caveira on attack. Obviously, your Nøkk scan, what basically Nøkk does is that she is invisible. Or she is not noticed. There's not even an indication that she's on... if I do this, she's hidden from all cameras. But the thing is, if they get on a camera and then you go like this, there's actually... You're going to be pixelated on the screen right as you do it. So they'll know. So like you're literally invisible to all cameras, but you're not invisible to traps. You are not invisible to any kind of gadget. You're only visible to cameras. Fun fact, she actually is a bit quieter. So if you're trying to sneak up somewhere, you're actually a bit quieter. And also it's a cool animation, so it makes you get more kills, right? Use your grenades from below. Please don't blow myself up again. Please don't, please don't, please don't.
10 seconds.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a professional grenade. My best advice for you is just have a pre-placed drone somewhere. Have a pre-placed drone somewhere and then have someone sit on it and then you just knock through the map. Don't drone too much, but you want a full commit. The best times to quote-unquote sneak up on the enemy is when they're distracted. They're distracted by fighting your teammates. You want to hit the opposite side of the map. Hit somewhere else by yourself. Be quiet. Shoot default cams with a suppressed gun. But that's how I would play Nøkk. You're really just trying to hit them from a different angle. It's like you're just trying to shoot them in behind. Hit them from behind while your teammates are hitting them from the front. Amaru. Amaru's good. I actually would recommend you run hard bridging gadget on Amaru. I'll show you why. So let's go ahead and go here.
Located and defused.
So I have a pre-placed cam in tower. I would have a pre-placed cam probably around T2. And then you would go up. Boom. Take the ground quickly. You might catch yourself pre-aim down here. This applies for a lot of different areas. So obviously if you're just going through a window, let's just say like on any other, literally any other map, what you would do is leave a pre-placed cam like Nøkk. It's like Nøkk basically, or any kind of entry you are. Let's say I want to enter this part of the building, right? And then I wanted to go through here and spawn. Have someone sit on that camera. If they don't hear anything, then you're safe to go in. Use your hard-bridging gadgets to help out. I have an SMG-11 or a Gon 6, so I recommend using Gon 6. I only have SMG-11 for situational purposes. But don't use Amaru if you're just... Don't use Amaru if you're not going to use the hook. If you're not going to make a flashy entrance, then you don't need to use her. Use someone else. But yeah, that's what I use. And you also go up hatches. I don't recommend going up hatches unless you're making a distraction in sight. But yeah, that's for the most part. You know, it's all about confidence with Amaru. Don't double doubt yourself. Oh, someone might be in here. Just full commit, man. Full commit through the window. Do not Amaru in the sight. Just randomly without any without any kind of distraction. Always use Nøkk or use Amaru across the map because it's a very loud. You know, they're gonna immediately turn their heads and just pre-fire the window. So use her as with a distraction, of course. Kali. Oof. Kali's a rough one. Kali is she's just wall denial, get removal, wall denial removal. I'll be honest, I don't like playing Kali, but if you are going to use her, you want to use her similar to Glaz. Utilize those long angles, find areas where you can, don't be in spawn forever. Just like, okay, someone's going to peek me, right? No, don't do that. So you can do this with Kali. You can destroy like it. Just think about it like an Ash charge or a Gon 6, basically. Think about it like a Gon 6. Let's say the K Claw or Bandit charge. Boom. The radius is actually pretty strong on it, pretty long on it. So like right here, right? Let's say a Bandit charge on the side. Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
15 seconds.
So if you just want to do it in the middle, it should destroy anything on the other side. But otherwise, you know, get used to a sniper, use her SMG for close range. Oh my god, this thing has no recoil, bro. I love this gun.
Bomb has been located.
But yeah, use that for close and long range.
You're out of time.
You're actually kind of an entry, believe it or not. You're kind of an entry at times, if you're confident with it, of course. But I don't recommend playing Kali on close range areas, especially when you bring EMP grenades. but some people like the sniping aspect of it. Next up, we have Iana. Now, Iana is probably one of the best entries in the game. In fact, I think she is the best operator on attack right now. So what she does is she creates a clone. This clone cannot shoot, but it does make the mechanic of every other, like a real player, makes the same noise, same mannerisms. You just can't shoot with it. A fun fact, clones actually don't trigger gadgets. They don't trigger traps because it's not a real person. So you can't just, like, you know, trigger every Legion mine and everything. But yeah, use her clone only like 2 or 3 rooms in. Maybe if you're trying to have a teammate entry behind you. So yeah. Once you do that, like, you see how fast it recharges, and I can clone again very, very soon. So yeah, use your clone to just kind of scope out people. Use your clone before you use your drone most of the time, because, you know, you don't want your first initial drone to get destroyed. But you can also fake the Iana clone like this. This actually appears on the screen. People on the screen actually see this. And you pause it right as it does it, and then you can kind of bait enemies. So again, then you can bait the sound. The sound really throws some people off, so just get practice using it. But yeah, use your grenades from below. Entry, she's good. She's amazing, bro. Play her with confidence. All the Sims love her. Next up, we have Ace. So there's actually a lot of different ways you can use Ace. The best way, I'll show you actually right now. So there's actually 3 things you should know with Ace. Well, 1, Ace is actually one of the best. He's actually the best Heartbreaker in my opinion. Most efficient. If I were to use an Ace Heartbreaker for the rest of my life, it would be Ace. I'll show you why. So to get a hatch, I'm not gonna waste it, but you just throw it on both sides. 2 Ace charges to get a hatch. If you want to make an angle, but you don't want them to, you shoot the bottom, and you don't want the defenders to walk through it, you can actually make it like a mirror, right? The same mechanic. But obviously, don't throw them too high, don't throw them too low, don't throw them like weird. Like, just, you know, make a nice hole for your team. So yeah. The only thing about Ace is that you have to hop through the breach when it's done, and hopping through can actually get you killed. If you wanna, you remember how we made a wall soft like Maverick? If you put an Ace charge all the way up top, and you put an Ace charge all the way at the bottom, it will actually make the entire wall soft. It'll like make it like literally like this. So the more you know, right? But yeah, you know, they took away his smokes and ACOG, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, the AK-12 is the beast of a weapon. Everyone loves using it. So if you ever feel like you want to frag out, but you also want to play hard breach, play Ace. Oh my god, I love Zero so much. Dude, I love Zero. I'm sorry, I love Zero, bro. Zero's my favorite operator. Favorite operator of all time, 100%. I'll show you why. So, real quick, my best tip with Zero is same thing with Nomad, but you have actual live information. So, for example, let's say I'm trying to watch the main flank, right? Bro, you can get so creative with him. Look, 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 look. Well, first of all, he has hard breaching gadgets, and he has a Gone 6. He's so versatile. Let's say, like, I wanna find someone that's flanking, right? Bro, look at that camera, bro! And I want to say someone really unexpected, like right here, if I'm watching the flank. Look how unexpected I am. Then I see someone flanking Z, or I see someone flanking wherever, then I can get that jump, and I can get that best cross replacement on him and then flank him, right? Like that. He's super good. One thing you can do, one thing that they don't turn, actually, you have to turn it manually. You can get rid of anything on the wall or anything like that. On reinforced walls too, by the way. So, also if you're, let's say if you need to get something off the wall, so do it real quick, like this. Then you can actually get the bandit charges off the wall like this, or the K-Clot, whatever it is. So utilize that. He's actually, dude, he's so good. He's just so good, bro. He can get stuff off the wall. He can deny. He can become an entry. He can make hard breach. He's too good, bro. Too good. Too good. All right. Next up was Flores. I use flashbangs on him because Flores is like the anti-utility person. He hates utility. He can burn ADS. Burn all my gadgets. You want to use Flores a little bit on the back burner early on in the round, and then later on in the round, then you become a frag. But like I said, you don't want. He's one of those operators where it's like, bro, why did Flores die early? So one thing you can do is, let's say they have the kid shield or maybe barbed wire ADSs and the Banshee on the trophy wall right here, right? So you can actually destroy utility like this, jump it and land it like this. And that will get rid of literally every Banshee and everything on here. So another thing you can do is bring it to this drone hole right here if it's a little bit less predictable. Maneuver a little bit, and then you have to be careful because remember it has a radius. So if they're actually looking for your drone, they're trying to shoot it, and you can't get this shield right here, you know, zigzag a little bit, you know, maybe like do this a little bit, you know, wait a little bit, and then you can actually expose it pretty early. Actually, look how farther away it is. Use the radius, destroy BPs, make rotates for your team, destroy gadgets. You know, you guys can do the rest. You guys do the math. Well, yeah, he's really the anti-utility person. Next up we have Osa. So Osa actually did a big window. Osa's pretty decent. I don't really like her that much, to be honest. I don't know. I hate playing on her shield. I always get impacted on it, or I don't know. I'm not the best Osa player. But one thing you can do is you can face check doorways with her shield like this. You actually can't get your arm shot that well. You can get it shot, but it's actually really harder than Blitz. One thing you can do is, you know, you can like one-hit barricades like this. I don't know why we need to, but you can put them here. You can upside down repel on them. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you can do this. You can do this. It's like your own little mirror, basically. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of her. You can actually repel in shield. I guess if you didn't know that, you can do this and well break it. Obviously she's really good for she's good for EMPs on the wall, and then when the wall gets opened up, she's good at just posting up like this. So yeah, I think she's actually a really good operator concept wise. But yeah, man, you know, she's alright. I think taking a 1v1 on Osa is probably one of the dumbest things you can do though, because unless you pre-fire, you're dead. You're dead meat. It's like a mirror. But yeah, that's really all you can really do with her. Don't hold her shield out too much, bro. Don't camp her shield too long. That's what I was saying. Okay, let's go basement on Sens. Dude, Oregon's a perfect map, bro. I can literally go anywhere on the map and explain these operators. So for Sens, what you want to do is you want to use them as like a, imagine like what's his name? Phoenix from Valorant. Like it's just one thing you can do with Sens, you can actually bounce them like this. So if you want to block the entire room, you see how it works like that. Get creative with it. It's gonna take practice. The walls last for about like 10 seconds, I believe. Same thing with right here. You know, if you want to like confuse the guy in elbow. Like look at that, bro. He ain't getting in. You know, like he's stuck. But they can also shoot it. But yeah, I would only recommend Sens if you're trying to just block line of sight. Basically, you can, even if you want to just block this one doorway, you can just do like this. Do that, and then boom, you're done. Maybe just try to shoot it. But yeah, you know, block line of sight, bounce it off doorways. If you want to angle it, it's gonna take a little bit of practice. He's got a RPG gadget. He's got a Gon 6. He's a good fit. His gun's really good too. Low recoil, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, let's just use Sens like a regular smoke. But yeah, you just gotta use your creativity with him. I don't like Grim. I don't like Grim, bro. But just for now, man. Grim, basically what he does is he's like Capitão, but he reveals their location. So if you go over here, this is like, imagine him like Capitão. Like if you want a constant ping on the enemy, or if you want to kind of deny an area, let's say you don't want anyone peeking elbow or tarp, or maybe let's say like you want to track the smoke right here, right? He'll get bead. Bzz, 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 bzz. Or you can kind of use him like a little bomb like this, you know. Or maybe you don't want anyone coming through this door. No one's gonna walk into the bees, you know. Just using like an area denial. The radius is actually pretty decent, so. But yeah, like, you know, if you're trying to like find someone, it's kind of like just, you can actually throw it on the ceiling. You see right there, right? And the bees drop down like a Capitão fire. Wow, the radius is actually, wow. You know what? The radius is actually pretty decent. You know what? I take it back to, no, I actually mean the mean things I say about Grim. Don't like him.
Time expired.
Not the biggest fan. But yeah, the bees can be really annoying. Treat him like Capitão fire. Well, yeah, you just gotta get creative with him. That's what I would say. Just think about him like area denial. I'll say it for the millionth time. Last round, Brava. Brava is... Dude, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I have not played Brava ever. I think I played her when the new season came out, but bro, I've never played Brava. I don't see her being that involved. You know what I mean? So, one thing you can do, you can hack just any kind of enemy gadget. So we're talking about default cams, like literally anything, bro. No, you can't hack the class shield, and no, you can't hack Goyle cans. Yes, that was a real question by Ice Cold. I don't know why you would ask that. But yeah, you can hack hack Legion mines, you can hack Kapkan traps. Pox is actually probably the best Brava player I know. He hacks Kapkan traps all the time and blows up people's teammates. It's funny. Hack Banshees. You can hack okay, if you hack K-Claws or Bandit charges, they actually just become neutral basically. Or I think it just destroys them in general, because there's no such thing as like, I forget what happens, but like if you hack a K-Claw, it obviously like it disables them a little bit, but I think it actually turns it, like if they throw a C4 on the wall, it breaks it for them. So we are done with the attackers. Now let's hop over to the defenders now. Guys, if you guys are enjoying this video, like and subscribe, and get your Athieno charm. I'm very hungry right now. I really want to eat, but I need to finish this video. Let's move on to Chalet. For every defender now. Every defender. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Ah, I'm on the wrong side. No. Bear with me. 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 Okay. Custom game. Local. No, Chalet. There we go. Okay, now we're good. We're good now. Wait, why is my camera? My camera is so messed up right now. My camera makes me look so orange. Okay, I think we're better now. I don't know why. The color on it just gets messed up sometimes. Okay. We're gonna go Smoke first. Smoke doesn't have a shield anymore. But how to play Smoke. Smoke is area denial. Look. Best way to use Smoke. You generally want to save them until the end of the round, but you can either use smokes for the last about 35 seconds of the round, because the last 5 seconds is going to be trembling. If you know they're about to like rush the breach, what you can do is actually throw a smoke on the breach like this, and it will kind of stop them from running in. But yeah, just use them. Just imagine them like tear gas. You want to push them back. You want to use a shotgun to make rotates. Obviously, you want to understand and know all the site setups. If you don't know any site setups, look at my YouTube channel, etc. Don't use. I'm just showing, for example. Don't do this hole though. This is a bad hole, or it's a decent hole, but eh. Generally, what you want to be doing, you want to be playing close up areas with the shotgun or the SMG-11. But yeah, you know, like again, you're air denial. Just imagine it. You're playing a tug of war with the enemy with the map control. Just tug of war. Bump, bump. You're going back a little bit. Bump, bump. So. But yeah, like those are the only two ways that I recommend using smoke. Using the pushing back aggressive smoke, or using them as a passive smoke to make them, you know. It's like vaping. Forcing them to vape. Obviously, if you're vaping, stop doing it. You're stupid if you do. Let's go dining. Mute's good on dining. Mute. Okay. There's people need to understand this. Mute is actually still wall denial. However, he's just it's just really easy to get him off. Grenade, EMP grenade. Like they're very stationary. There's only one place they can be, which is directly in the middle like this for every wall. Using them to make side setup like this. guys, if you have a shotgun, you are priority of making all the holes and rotates in the site. Generally what you don't want to do, just don't reinforce. Just use it mainly set up. You can use them on mute jammers like this, on drone holes. Like if there's a drone hole right here, you can do one right here. Top of the staircase like this. Just be creative with it. There's no such thing as a perfect mute jammer because the radius is so small. Put them on, you know, like this. If you want to understand how much, if it's actually jamming anything, when you put it down, just look at the radius. So, like if you want to, just probably do this.
10 seconds left.
Mute jammers work vertically, I think.
5 seconds left.
They work core up above, but I don't know if they work below. I'm pretty sure, I think they do. I don't know why they wouldn't. I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah, because of the radius. But yeah, or you can also like mute claymores, or you can, if there's an air job on the other side of the door, you can put a mute jammer down on the door and you can actually jam the air jab. They jam like any gadget in the radius basically. Like even a blitz charge, it can jam a blitz charge. So if you're ever safe, it's almost like, you know that one episode of SpongeBob where they're hiding from the bearfish or whatever it's called. They're hiding in that little circle, right? They're hiding in the little circle, and then the blitz can't do anything to them. That's what he is. Who am I next? Castle. Let's go Master Castle. Okay, guys, please stop barricading everybody. I don't know why all my randoms in solo queue, they just castle everybody off. They do this castle, they do this castle, they do that. That's when it's pretty decent, but like, you know what I mean? So avoid castling your teammates out. Don't castle the flow of the setup, by the way. My best tip for castle is just use them on windows. It's better to use them on a random window, than a site door. Obviously depends. Like this one's actually okay because you're blocking the big window line of sight. However, you're allowing more rotates. I was actually in a game with your boy Roy, and this guy was trolling with castle, but you know, it's for the content, but it was pretty annoying. Anyways, like, you know, you do these windows. I recommend just do them with windows that are high traffic. Like it's annoying when someone's in the bathroom window all the time, so barricade it off.
10 seconds.
But yeah, think of castle like, you know, also, you know, help out with the site.
5 seconds.
Help out with the site setup. Beepers on the staircases. Don't do these ones, but like, you know what I mean. Just place them a little bit better.
Time limit
Just think
expired.
of castle like you're delaying time. You're trying to make it harder for them to entry in. That's what you're trying to do. That's what I would say. Who's next? Pulse. Let's just use Pulse for Master again. Pulse. One thing I would say, don't tunnel vision too hard on one thing. You know, don't be in the basement forever. But yeah, use this. I mean, it's just basic, bro. Just like use him to. He's literally wall hacks. Use him to find out where they're pushing in and call out to your team where they're coming in from. One thing you can do. This is very common. This is actually a little bit better one. This is the library window hop in. So let's say, okay, oh, you see him get on cam and he's running in. Right as he hops in, later, easy C4. So yeah, just use him from below. Once your C4 is gone, then you kind of just want to either be a roamer, get some information, or just come back to site and kind of like tell your teammate where they're coming in from. But yeah, Pulse end game is really strong because, again, he can deny a plan. He can give information that a lot of people. He's just wall hacks, like, you know, just you gotta use him smart. Don't pull out your scanner close to your enemy sometimes because they can actually hear it. They can hear the camera go out. So
Time limit expired.
that's what I would say. You can also use him to pair up with teammates to tell them, like, you know, pair up C4s together. But yeah, pretty much that's all I would really use Pulse for. The only thing about Pulse is he's not a very strong sight person. Like, he doesn't have any brute force. Next up, we have Doc. I mean, Doc is Doc. Honestly, I'm not going to go into a game. I don't need to show you guys how to use a Doc stim. The only thing I would say is just, if you're under 20 health, just use it. Or if you lose 20 health, use it. It's, like I said, it's better to die using all of them than not using them at all and dying. Yeah, stim your teammates. I don't need to show you Rook. I don't need to show you how to use Rook. I mean, just put that in your... Guys, stop going AFK with Rook. That's literally your only purpose with them. Help reinforce. Be a good teammate. Stop scrolling on TikTok. Kapkan, I'll actually show you with Kapkan. I like impact grenades on Kapkan over Nitrocell. In my opinion, because the way I play a Kapkan is more of a time waster rather than trying to get kills. But that's just my preference. You guys should use whatever you want. Why am I pink again? I am pink. Okay. You know what really underrated tip with Kapkan is always never put them high like this. Always put them floor level. There's just no point of putting them high. Think about it from any perspective. If the Kapkan trap was right here, it would be an easy shoot. But if I'm doing this and I'm clearing an angle, oh, I'm clear. Boom. You're dead meat. Put them on common, on common areas that people like to walk through from. Just, I would have a mix of like 3 off-site and maybe 2 on-site, because, also it's 2 Kapkan traps to kill, to down someone, and then obviously you'll die to it if you're that low HP. But a really underrated tip is actually put 2 Kapkan traps on site door, and then put 3 Kapkan traps off-site, because if you put them on-site, they will actually act as like a, last 15 seconds, the enemy's freaking out, and they're not going to check for Kapkan traps, then boom, it can be round changing. And then I use the impacts to open up hatches to escape and all that kind of stuff. I play that way I know where all my traps are too, and then I can kind of like, it's information for me. Tachanka, okay, fine, I guess I'll play the Tachanka. I guess. You can use this, so he has 2 weapons. This is the LMG. The LMG can make it has really easy destruction on the wall, so you can make bigger holes. The only thing is it's a bit slow fire rate, but it does a lot of damage. But this also, he has the option of the 2x on his SMG. I would recommend, just use whatever proxy alarm. Proxy alarms kind of tell you where to fire. Shield helps you play a position easier, but barbed wire, again, just extra wire. Let's go with proxies in my opinion. But yeah, he's very similar to Smoke. There's a debate of, is Smoke better than Tachanka? No, I think Tachanka is good at being a Tachanka, and Smoke is being better at Smoke. They just have different purposes. Tachanka has a little bit more time waste. You can kind of ricochet him a little bit easier. You can, it's just area denial. Imagine like, you can actually, the fun fact of Tachanka, how to play him a bit better, use him when the clock hits a minute 15. I believe he can burn up to a minute 15. Obviously if you don't waste them all at the same time. So, ricochet him off the ceiling like this. Practice ricochet, the area, because if you just do it like this, I mean, actually you can actually just do the fire like this. But yeah, understand the kind of the logic of it. You don't have to expose yourself. You can just bounce it off like this, like that, and then it should be able to burn. Actually, I did a little bad, but the ceiling of this, but yeah, like you see how much. The only thing, he's very vulnerable with it out, so use it for area denial. Like, even if you don't know where any of them are, just start flaming off all the side doors, and it's better at least you have all of them covered down, because they come through at least one way. So help out with rotates if you can, if you have the LMG. Otherwise, just time waste. See, he's fun. Jäger, I'll demonstrate a little bit of Jäger. So he has observation blocker now. I'll just show you guys a little bit how to use the observation blocker. If you guys don't know what observation blocker is, it basically is just for drones. So for example, if I do this, they won't be able to see past the drone hole. Like this. And actually it's a large radius. So let's say if you don't want someone to know you're hiding here, you can do like this. It's only for drones though. So use the Jäger ADSs if you're trying to avoid getting grenaded. Obviously they can get EMP'd, which is the sad part. But yeah, Jäger ADS can protect. One piece of advice is, if anyone puts a shield like attaching to the door like this, tell them to move it like 2 meters back. And if you put an ADS right here, it will always catch anything, no matter what. So yeah, just put them on doorways where people seem to throw a lot of stuff through. Just try your best to angle them so they don't get shot really easily. This one actually get shot really easily, like this, but...
5 seconds remaining.
Or actually, no, wow, better. Yeah, just put them on the very far side. Don't put them like right there. Don't put them on the floor in front of doorways. Just put them in common spots where people put shields. You're either trying to protect a area of playstyle, or you're trying to protect a bulletproof thing. Those are the two things you would use. Bandit. Bandit, it's really important to know how to bandit trick. Bandit trick is basically when you're putting down your gadget right as the enemy team puts down theirs. So if you time it correctly, he can counter Ace, Hibana, and Maverick. Or not Maverick, that would be stupid. Ace, Hibana, Thermite. So what you do is, what I do is I line up my crosshair in the middle right here, and then if I hear it on the left or right side, right as you hit the Ace puts it on the wall, you have enough time and just turn your character that way. Don't be like, okay, let me crouch first and then put it down. No, you want to be crouched already. But I mean, I don't think it matters if you're standing up or not. Just it kind of closes the distance a little bit. Actually, I don't think it matters. But yeah, one thing I would do is just, it depends, and if you want to separate it out, is put them both on. Better have both of them on, and then when the EMP goes off, you can kind of just guess. You can also just cancel it like this. Real quick, I know some of you guys, when you put down your gadget, there's actually a setting where you can cancel the animation. You have to go to options and go to gadget deployment to advanced. This allows you to, you have to hold it down with your trigger or whatever it is, and then you can, once you unleash, then you know you can stop the animation. But you can't do not bandit trick if you have the regular gadget deployment, or else it's not gonna be helpful. Next up we have Frost. So how you use, let's go master. Frost master. Oh my god, I'm so hungry. I'm gonna finish the video though. But Frost master, again, use Frost to help out the rotates. Frost is terrible if you are terrible with her. She's actually good if you actually use it correctly. The bad way of using it is putting it in such easy, don't do this. Like, they can just shoot it, bro. But what you want to do is you want to put in unpredictable spots, like on a default plant like this. You know, a lot of people like to sprint and think there's nothing there, but then they go boom. Really easy one as well is just putting it under windows like this. Some people like to put them a little bit further out like this. Some people, when they shoot down, they accidentally miss it and they get in. You can double frost trap a window. I don't recommend you do that though, but you can put your shield down. You know, obviously just shield wherever you want. Another one of my best tips for Frost is actually put them on top of staircases like this. Or like this. Because right here, because when they're walking up, they're like this. Their crossers like this. And then boom, they hit the frost trap, right? So yeah, it's like, it's not a guarantee, but it's just another taking the chance of it. It's just, you know, you never know. Sometimes you can win. That's the arbitrary of Siege. Is, you know, there's a new thing can happen every single round. Valkyrie's next. Let's go and use Valk for master. Valkyrie, okay, there's actually a rule I use with her to make her really efficient at any bomb site possible. So one thing I do is I use, it depends on every bomb site, but one thing you can do is a Valkyrie camp for sites, or a Valkyrie camp for a certain part of the map you might not have info on. So let's say they shoot this layer cam, right? You can put a Valk cam up here. Now you have infinite solar info. Utilize the FOV. Another big tip for Valkyrie is, let's say it's not even the best audio, right? Let's say it's like, maybe you don't even see the most on it. Let's say like this one, right? You can't see the most on this cam. It might be a little, like, you know, for example. But, okay, actually you can't. This is a bad example. What I'm saying is use the audio on it. The audio can help out a lot if someone's there. Put Val cams not only in the corner of rooms. Actually avoid doing that. Put Val cams in the within the area of a common peak. Like when they hop in the library window, they're gonna look in their peripheral view, right? But they're not gonna be like, this is not a common thing to do. You know, you don't have to have the most hidden, but just make them the most efficient. And then you can Z ping on the floor, yellow ping on the floor where you want a C4 to be, and then right at the hop in, you get off the cam and you spam your C4 button, and then you can get an easy kill. So remember, Valkyrie cams are good on audio, and as long as you just have information, it doesn't have to have the best view. You're not trying to take a good, like, a thumbnail, you know. Next up, we have Cav. Bro, why are you playing Cav, man? Anyways, if you're playing Cav, bro, just just be a nuisance with her, bro. I think it doesn't really matter that much if they find out they have a Cav, you have a Cav in the round, but it does kind of strike a little bit of fear in them. So what I recommend you do, I mean, bro, just try not to flank too early in the round, but try to try to hide in areas where it's common, like if someone's coming through bottom trench, and you hide here, right? You wait for them to leave, and then you start sneaking up on them. Then you can possibly shoot them in the back. Do not get too greedy for interrogation. If you do down someone, it's better you finish them rather than you getting too greedy and you get shot off the back. You know, you're next thing you know, you're on top of her. And, oh, pause. Anyways, yeah. Oh, how about reinforce? Get the hatches, bro. Stop, bro. You have no setup of Cav. Do not be like the Cav baiting and leaving the whole team to set up. Like, bro, please use your utility, man, or use your reinforcements. You can actually hide from Jackal. If you didn't know that, you can hide from Jackal tracks. If you have the silent thing on. Otherwise, yeah, man, just it's better to finish a down than to interrogate most of the time. That is, if you think there's other people around you. Otherwise, go for the interrogation, you know. And if you don't know what interrogation does, it basically means you can get on top of him, pause, and then you can make him spill the beans, pause. But it basically reveals, it gives you wall hacks. You just tell where the whole position, the enemy position is. All right, let's continue on. Again, make sure you get the Athieno charm. I'm so hungry right now. I want to go eat, but I'm forced to do this video just for your guys' content. You know, the other day, actually, one of the Jinxie viewers came into my chat and he's like, "You're an ungrateful streamer. Jinxie made you. You don't read all your subs all the time." Bro, shut up, you worm. Bro, think I'm ungrateful? I'm actually like, I'm so grateful for you guys for watching my videos and all that kind of stuff and getting the charm. Just I'm busy streaming. I'm busy doing the educational commentary sometimes. So next up we have Echo. Ooh, Echo's fun. So basically how you play Echo, the old way to play Echo was to use both your cameras or both of your yokais to deny plant. Nowadays it's ranked, no one ever plants the bomb, very rarely ever. So what you want to do is use one yokai to help out your team. Scout, like imagine you're joining your team on attack. You get creative with abusing the different heights. Just know your Echo drone is a bit loud sometimes. But yeah, stun them a little bit. Try not to get them destroyed, but you can be a bit more flexible with the first one. You know, because when you're stunning the enemy, it just drives them crazy, bro. And it can actually, like, you know, delay a lot of time. A good Echo main. Don't be under cam way too long. Make sure you're not on cam in front of like big window like this. Like, don't do this. Make sure you're not exposed. Get off every few seconds. By the way, this koi skin is so sexy. Bro, right when your teammate dies is kind of when, okay, I need to get off cam and I need to start fracking out. Like, use the 1.5. You know, you can deny plant. Always save at least one Echo cam for a plant. Even if you're dead, your teammates can look at your yokais. So it's always good to position them in a good spot. Again, don't get them killed too early on. But, I mean, it's pretty simple with yokai. It's pretty simple with him. Next, we have Mira. Use Mira for library. Actually, Supermaster.
Increased surveillance on bombs. Op 4 has a diffuser.
Okay. God, I'm so hungry, bro. Use Mira. Okay. First of all, never reinforce a wall on the opposite side because you can't put mirrors on this side, right? So always be very, very careful when you reinforce walls because you accidentally can reinforce them on the opposite side. But general rule for Mira is if you're reinforcing next to a door, you would want to reinforce the wall closest to the door. And then never put the mirror right directly in the middle, because then you'll have a little bit of slab on the side. what you want to do is put on the very edge. That way it can always work like this. One thing you can do is if you ever see me shoot out like this, now you can see more of the glass. But yeah, you always want to just the best way to play Mira is to make sure also you can't get shot from your back too much, but use them like a zombie, which I'll explain later. You want to use them as pressure. If you put a Mira facing down a common spot where people take all the time, it will be very effective. But otherwise, help with the rotates. Don't put mirrors in front of, like, in the middle of sight sometimes, you know. You want to find good mirror spots, which you'll find eventually. But it's different for every map. Hey, it's my operator, Legion. So Legion is probably one of the best trap operators in the game. Because, you know, it's like a, you know, just very versatile. They're also invisible. Like, look, needle set. Okay, it's kind of invisible. I don't know why it's not disappearing yet. Ubisoft, why are you embarrassing me? There we go. Oh yeah, but my recommend for Legion is to stop putting them so close to side, bro. Like, this is a terrible Legion mine. Unless it's like endgame. But like, if it's beginning of the round, bro, what is this gonna do, bro? By the time they're already here, they're already murdering half your roster. But yeah, use them on like front door like this for like front door walk-in. Put them on the bottom of staircases all the time. Always put them, like, you want the sound of the Legion to go off and give you 2 seconds minimum to react. Put them on window hop-ins, random doorways. It's just sound cues basically for when they hop in. But they're a little bit different from Kapkan traps. So, but the best thing about Legion mines is that you can put them everywhere. So, yeah, my best tip for Legion is to put them, scatter them around. Scatter them around. Yeah, put them on common places where people walk in, all that kind of stuff. Almost like a barricade, like a little, like, imagine like a little bell, like a bell, like a beeper. Ella, I mean, to be honest, Ella's really the same thing. Just, I mean, Ella's so easy. I'm not gonna waste time. But yeah, just put them above. The same thing with like any other trap in this game. I'll explain Vigil. But yeah, Ella's super easy. She's just like, she's just like any other trap operator. Just put them above doorways. Put them above doorways. You know, if you, it's like if you want to concuss them, like, I mean, it literally is. If you wanted to distract them when they impair their hearing and their sight when they walk in, then just put them above any kind of like high traffic area. And if you can even swing off of them, like if someone wants to walk through here, you put them on that doorway, and when it goes off, you know that they're stunned and you can actually get a easy swing on them. But for Vigil, Vigil is a roamer. He basically can hide from drones. He can also run through a line scan as well, if you didn't know that. The thing about Vigil versus Nøkk is that Vigil actually gives off a sound. He gives off a sound and a visual effect when he's cloaked on cameras, but Nøkk doesn't. What I recommend for Vigil is just be aggressive with your scanner, I would say, because there's no, if they see someone's in the area with Vigil, they just kind of assume, they generalize where you're at. There's no point of trying to hide with Vigil, because if your scanner is really, if your scanner is really high and it's really strong, they know where you're at. Basically, they can tell where you're at. I would only use Vigil if you're trying to like escape a roam. If you're trying to escape somewhere and trying to like waste time, that's the best way to use a scanner. As well as like if you are trying to walk off, you know, it also works between floors too. So if you're trying to distract them on different floors, it goes one floor between. So if you're upstairs and they're joining below you, you can turn it on. You can actually scare them away. But yeah, that's how I use Vigil. So Maestro, bro. Jeesh. Maestro's got like a great LMG. I would recommend. He's kind of out of meta right now, if I were to say. I love using him on Clubhouse though. He's like Echo basically, but always stationary. Your Maestro cams can get rid of any drones in sight. It can stun enemies. Like, look how much it melts your health. Imagine doing that to a planter. You can zap Goyle mines as well. Goyle shields. You can, yeah, zap drones. Also, you can zap Hibana charges. Like, as if you were to actually do this, oops, you can kind of hide your monster cam. And if they put like a thermite charge or anything on here, it's really funny to zap them like this. You can even hide them in right here for a thermite charge. But yeah, for the most part, use them for sight. Use them for visual effect, by the way. I mean, like, it's at the end of the day, it's a cam that your teammates get on when they die. And I mean, let the ult just sing. You can also use it for sight rotates. You can actually impact trick as well. Impact trick for the wall. Impact tricking means you're basically you're destroying the gadget on the other side with the radius above it. So it takes some practice, but you'll learn it. But yeah, Maestro's he's just like a little sentry turret insight. He's not that complicated to use. Alibi, I mean, Alibi is okay. She's actually one of the top defenders in the game right now, so I take that back. But one thing you can do, don't overcomplicate it with her. Dude, this is a terrible Prisma. Would just be like, I don't know, like just in the middle of the open. One thing you can do is you can hide the base of it, like this one right here. You can kind of now you can never shoot it, and they may accidentally shoot it. What it does, if an attacker shoots the Prisma, their position gets revealed. And a neat trick you can do is actually you can stand in the Prisma, and then if you stand still, you can get lucky, and then you can just turn on them like that. Another thing you can do is you can act like a window hop in like this. If you put the alibi gadget here, then they can't shoot it from the window. They have to hop in. Like, you see how annoying it would be trying to like shoot, you know. They hop in the window, might go into it. But yeah, just help out with the rotates. You don't have a long setup. But she's like visual based, like, you know, it's kind of like a... Her gun is really good. It used to have a 1.5, which is extremely broken. So... Just... She's like any other roamer. Just use her to waste time. All that kind of stuff. But... Just use the Prismas, like even common spots. Don't overcomplicate it. I think a lot of people do in Siege, like they like make it so traps so they can't get destroyed. But the whole point of traps is to like enhance the gunfight, enhance the defense. So Clash is actually a good operator. Don't listen to the low ranks what they say about her, but she's actually... I can't believe Ubisoft did this though. Look at this.
Bomb location secure.
I don't know what Ubisoft is thinking, to be honest. Ubisoft is different for this, bro. I don't know why they would give her another shield, but something that's recommended with Clash is just keep moving in sight. I would say, you know, don't be afraid to stun the enemies a lot. You can actually chip off a lot of health and waste a lot of time to be intimidating. A bad Clash would do is put their back or like expose their side. Or a bad Clash would actually get way too close. They'll get way too close to the enemy. And my best tip for you, if you're in a 1v1, take down your shield. Maybe stun them a little bit, but once they get close, you have to... You can either bikini body them, which is basically where you know, you put your shield to them and you instantly 180. But guys, take down your shield. If you're in a 1v1 and he's right here, it's GG, bro, because you're eventually gonna run out of your stun and they're just gonna knife you and shoot your foot. So you need to make sure that you're take down, know when to take down your, or open up your gun. But yeah, make sure someone's playing behind you too, and they can actually play behind you and shoot off. Cade is actually a really good... I want to show you actually some good Cade spots. So Cade is actually one of the best wall denial in the game right now. What you can do is, I mean, he's just very easy. He can wall denial. He can deny up to 3 walls, but you can just deny him like this. If you want to get creative, you can actually Cade off the back line wall like this. I forgot the exact position of it, but like if you do it, I forgot where it is. Like if I think it's like right here maybe, or I think it's like a little bit above, but you know, you can Cade off this wall from above, which is really nice. And same thing with dining. If you go up top dining, put it under the table, then you can do that. But very simple way, just put them at the top and the bottom. Most likely the top. They can get countered by EMPs pretty easily, but if you're really good at K tricking, it's the same thing as Bandit tricking. You just put it on, you reset the radius, so to put the EMP down, then you put it on. You just gotta try to time it really well. It's actually pretty easy if you're good at, if you're going to make it to poor Thermite. But yeah, you're an anchor in sight, and just understand how to kind of either K trick or just leave him and forget him. But yeah, he's pretty simple for the most part. He's probably one of the best wall denials. He's better than Bandit because of the vert. It's like comparing Jäger to Wamai, basically. Who's next actually? Mozzie. So my favorite ways to play Mozzie, I'll show you guys right now. Mozzie is just for drone denial, making your life a little bit harder with droning. So there's two ways you can kind of approach it. You can put Mozzie pass in the middle of the door like this. Oh yes, they can get shot easily, but you know, it forces them to stop the droning points like that. You can put them under windows like this, put them under window like that. Interesting thing you can do actually, instead of just only putting them like this, or maybe even like this, even though this one's actually pretty decent, you can actually put them in the floorboard. This. Now, it is extremely hard to shoot it from any angle. They're never going to be able to shoot it unless they actually get really close up and, you know, do that. But the whole point is to make it very hard to shoot, and it wastes a lot of time. The same thing over here, bro. That's why I like the commando. You can do that. Then the Mozzie is hard to shoot it. It's hard to find it. Otherwise, you know, if you have a drone, you can actually hack the drone and then use it for your own. Put it in a library. You can combine it with a C4, or maybe even you don't have to combine it. Just put it in a random area that the attackers might think it's theirs. But you're getting a lot of information on the attackers. If you just, even if you're dead, you can get on the dead Mozzie drone. Another big thing you can do is, or you can kind of tell which one's yours or versus theirs, is the color of the drone will be on either side. It will be orange or it'll be blue, whatever color you have activated for the other team. Warden. Guys, do I need to explain how to play Warden, bro? I mean, baseline, just, you have to be standing still for to not be flashed. Or, yeah. Well, actually, as long as you turn on your scanner, you won't be flashed. Even if you don't, but to be able to see through smoke, you have to stand still, which I think is kind of stupid. So yeah. But otherwise, dude, Warden's literally, he's only picked for his 1.5 scope and a C4. That's really it. So, yeah, I'm not going to go over him. I'm so hungry right now, bro. Master. Master bedroom.
Bomb locations are secure.
Or for Goyo. Goyo, so basically his fires last about 15 seconds, I think. So yeah, you think about them like smoke. I would position them on areas where people like to end through a lot. So if people like to, you know, last 30 seconds, someone's on the door, you can just pop the Goyo can. You can do it and forget about it. A little crispy right there. Well, yeah, just use them to like, you don't even have to use them at the end of the round. Like, if you just want to deny an area, put them like that. Boom. You know? Same thing. You can also double do it. Goyo cans don't have a chain reaction, by the way. They don't have a chain reaction, so you can deny... You can blow up one, but it won't blow up the other one. You can do one, and then once the fire... I can be around, like, what, 40 seconds of denial? Pop one, and then pop another. 40 seconds, guys. 40 seconds is a lot of time. So... I 100% recommend it, if that is the case. But yeah, he's always good for C4. He's good for like an early roamer. Got a good gun, all that kind of stuff. But let's see, where are we at? Wamai. Bro, Wamai is probably the strongest, one of the strongest defenders right now. You will realize the strongest defenders are often the ones that are the most versatile. Bandit is better, Cade is better than Bandit because he's more versatile. Wamai is better than Jäger. Wait. Cade is better than Bandit because he's more versatile on the area. Wamai is better than Jäger because he's more versatile where he can put his thing. Also, look how large the radius is. Pretty large. He's also got a 1.5 scope with low recoil. 1.5 scopes are extremely strong in this game. Just yeah, use the beepers. You can beepers or impacts. Impacts I recommend only use against Osa or Monty. Even if you want to just make plays or make rotates, but beepers are also really good, just bringing an extra layer of notification. So they basically catch any projectile, ace charge, grenade, flashbang. One thing you can throw off a lot of ace mains is if you throw one right here, they throw them from the window and then it gets caught or under the window. Use these to destroy shields, but you have to be careful. If you have a shield right here, do not put the Wamai gadget close, because if the grenade goes off, it will catch the grenade and it will actually destroy the shield. So you want to make sure the projectile goes further away than intended. So my camera keeps getting freaking. My camera's being weird right now. Ow. That really hurt my hand. Okay, moving on to the next. I want to eat so bad. I'm hungry, bro. I'm being forced to make this video, but I am disciplined and I'll make the video before I can go eat. All right, Oryx. I mean, he's pretty easy. So what Oryx can do is he can jump up hatches. He's basically like he's like an animal. He can hop up hatches, like do very abnormal things. Regular he can't jump, but he can jump up hatches, make bailiffs, and then he can do this. He can ram through walls and make a pretty decent hole. I only recommend you do this because you do lose health. Lose about 5 health when you run through a wall. So, yeah, don't dash a wall in your 5 HP or else you'll accidentally kill. You can dash enemies. If you run into them, you can knock them down like a Monty. Oryx is a direct counter to Monty. So if you see him and just dash him, he'll knock him on the floor and you just... Missionary it.
10 seconds left.
But yeah, that's really about all that he does. He doesn't really do anything. He's just like a roamer. He can dash between the roam. He can be fast. You need to dash somewhere. But yeah, he's like Neon from Valorant in a way. Like very abnormal movement. But yeah, he used to have a 1.5 scope. He was really strong. And then took it away because he was too strong. Melusi. Okay, I need to actually address this. A lot of you guys are terrible with Melusi. I need to show you exactly how to use it correctly. Biggest mistake with traps or any kind of, yeah, any trap in the game is people put them way too far down. Bro, you have to think about it. By the time the Banshee goes off, they already have so much, like, control. The whole point of a trap is to distort them from getting any closer to the bomb site. So, okay, this one's a very situational. Like, this one is kind of okay, but, like, think about it. It doesn't go off until they're about, like, right here and they can see everything. One thing you can do is put a Banshee right here. Now, there's 2 different ways to play off a Banshee. One Banshee is for sound notification. If a Banshee starts going off, then you know someone's coming down. But there's also a second Banshee. There could be a bit more of a passive Banshee. But this Banshee, yes, they might be able to get all this, but I would put it up or further if I didn't want to. But if it's right here, I can do this. I can stay safe. When it goes off, I'll wait about, and then they go to shoot it, and then I can shoot them. So it's like a distraction. That's how you want to use like any trap in this game, though. Even barbed wire. Like, you want to play off of this. The sound cue is how you take the gunfight smarter. All right, Aruni. Aruni. It's probably one of my favorite operators in the game because of how, like, she's got a DMR, no recoil on defense, literally a banger. It's got BP or barbed wire. I would use barbed wire if I'm like a trap for the staircases. I'm so hungry. Or use BP for the breach. Big and deny the wall. You can... I don't really recommend putting Aruni gates on the breach unless you don't have any extra room. But Aruni is really strong for just adding an extra layer of protection. Because you always want to bring protection, right? On the site. And in life. So... yeah, you can just use them to block hatches and doorways. An extra flashbang or two, and it takes 40 damage. I've actually killed someone. I've actually killed someone with the Runegate a few times, and it's pretty hilarious. But yeah, it's just an extra obstacle for them to go through, and little things like this can add up in the round. So that's my best ways to play Aruni. Do not put Aruni gadgets too deep into sight. You want to put them on the outer areas of sight. Think about like a castle barricade. You want to waste utility. And you can actually reactivate them every 30 seconds after they've been destroyed. Next up we have Thunderbird. I mean, bro, this Thunderbird, guys, like, just put him down in sight. Leave him, forget him. She's honestly not that good of an operator anymore. They nerfed her pretty heavy. But yeah, it's like little healing like Tide Pods, basically. Like little healing pods. And yeah, they're not that good. But I'm going to show you how to play Thorn, though. So Thorn.
Bomb locations are secure.
One thing you can do with her is treat her the same like Ella and Fenrir and any other kind of stationary trap. You can't do it with Legion, obviously, but you want it like a Malusi gadget. Remember, you're playing off the sound cue, and this will actually kill them. So the thing about a Thorn trap, right, is when a Thorn trap goes off, it makes a really intimidating sound. And they either have to take a gunfight with you or they die to the Thorn trap. I've gotten so many kills with it. It can kill people like in one time. Again, like right here. Sound cue. Okay, guys, one thing. Stop putting Thorn traps so deep into sight. Like, bro, someone did this one before. Bruh. I mean, yeah, but like I said, you want the trap to go off first before the enemy. You can combine it with barbed wire. And they walk through the barbed wire. They're slow. But yeah, put the Thorn trap, like, it has a large radius, so you can put it like right here. Add barbed wire with it. Pretty good, right? Pretty awesome. But yeah, that's how I would play Thorn. You can also combine it with like a shotgun. Like, think about it. It's like you're giving them an unwinnable gunfight. They either have to shoot the Thorn gadget or they die to you. So Thorn Azami. You're talking to the #1 Azami main in the entire world. Okay, maybe top 1%. Azami. So the best way, my best tips for Azami is 1, create one-way angles with her. When I say one-way angles, it means I can see the enemy, but they can't see me because the vision is blocked. So for example, what's a good example? Okay, kind of like this. This is a decent example, but like, let's say if he is like this, right? If he's like this, obviously he can't see me on the other side, but if I'm right here, then I can see his whole body, his whole feet. Now imagine you make it a little bit deeper. This is a good example. Like this. If you always put your Azami on the very tip of an edge. That way you can get the maximum amount of space. Boom, one-way angle. Another one you can do is you want to just imagine, and then like right here, right? Like imagine a place that normally would be very, very hard to hold in the open like this. But if you put in a Azami charge right there, you can create angles out of thin air and make it more complicated and harder to attack you. So watch my setups, but that's how you play Azami. You want to make angles that disrupt the natural flow of an attack. So Solus, let's go bar from Solus. Solus is like IQ on defense. So what Solus can do, she can see drones. She can basically see any electronic on the enemy team. She can see someone gets on cam. She can see a claymore. She can see, guys, if it has a battery on it, it works. She can see through it. She can see Nøkk. She can see Jackal. She can see Blitz. She can see Lion. When they activate their abilities, she can see them through walls. So it's really effective for hop outs. Really effective for wall bangs. collecting drones. Like guys, roam clearing has never been harder with Solus because she can just shoot all of your pre-placed cams, all that kind of stuff. You can see Blitz. You can see where the plant's going down. Like, she is probably one of the strongest defenders in the game right now. P90 impact grenades. I'm like, bro, what are they thinking, bro? Making such a broken, I won't say broken, but such a strong operator, but it's good. We need more operators like this. Like, they've done a fantastic job with all of the operators in this game. On the early defense one, at least. The most recent defenders, yes, are good. Because they're all like... attackers have been lacking, I ain't gonna lie. Alright, last one, Fenrir. Bro, listen. Fenrir is super strong. Super strong. Super strong. Guys, I'm getting a little high right now because I need food in my body. You guys can tell. I'm not normally like this. I'm just hungry. I'm hungry, bro. So what Fenrir does... he has 5 of these. Okay, I'm just gonna throw them randomly. Let's just say like here, right? Oh, wait. No, I actually have to show you guys this one. No. Look. If you do this, like, but right here, and activate this, when everyone walks right here, you have to wait. It takes about maybe a full second for the effect to actually take. So when you hear it go off, don't swing immediately because they can actually see you still. You have to wait for the cloud to fully cover the screen, about 1 full second, and then you can swing. So play off, like, it's like any other sound. Is like, the sound cue is never been easier. The thing is, you can actually turn one off, and then you can turn this one on from anywhere in the map. I could be across the map, and I can still turn it on. It's insane, bro. You can only have 3 activated max throughout the whole round. As long as it doesn't go off, then you can always change which one with your phone. But he is extremely strong, guys. That is how you play every single operator in the game, like a G, like a master. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like I explain every operator better than anyone else. That's no ego, but... Listen, ain't nobody doing it like this. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. I'm gonna go have dinner. I'm hungry.